So we left off with, you know, my doctor saying he's not my doctor anymore. So there I am, driving up the road, leaving that appointment in tears. I'm like, feeling hopeless. What do I do? I've got all this stuff going on, and I'm not getting help. I had to pay for my own MRI to prove I had a tumor in it. I paid $1,000 for that. I proved I had a tumor. And my friends, the one I was telling you about that was in the other interview, my friends, her mother, who is a practicing nurse, who knew my health and knew all these years what I was going through, decided and told me, let's go to a different hospital. Let's go to a different district where you're not known. So we did. And we found out that the tumor I had, that they said it was inoperable, they didn't know if they were going to even do anything about it or be able to do anything about it. And at that point I decided, this is not working for me. I'm going to die here. So I all of a sudden got a letter in the mail, and it was from our health place. It's the Women's Health Hospital, which is one of the best places to go when you have multitudes of complex health. And they bring in all these specialists and then they just study it, but it takes up to 2 years to get in there. And I look at that and I go, I don't got 2 years. I go to my naturopath, who's also an oncologist, and I'm not in Canada. This one has been trained beyond, and she took the time to understand my health. And she had, both of us, we figured I had Lyme disease. We knew I had the tumor. And we also were looking at the tests that the doctors were doing, and they were definitely looking into the fact of looking at if I had Addison's. We knew that I was running out of time, and she saw how it was, and the way we discovered it basically is if I kept going, we figured the way I was, maybe 6 months, if I kept going the way I was. Like, you need to understand, I wasn't keeping anything in, and stuff was dropping off me like crazy. I lost over 100 pounds. You know, I was not this weight when this mission started. So I get this letter, you know, saying, help Leanne. You know, she's come to this country to get help. And I left. And I had to sell everything, stop everything, change my life. And I mean, I left my youngest son, who was 18. He didn't want to come, and he wanted to graduate in Canada. So I left him everything, which then had me also providing for him for a year while trying to fight the medical system in the United States, which costs us money. Luckily, I got some insurance, and I used it up, paid everything I could until, you know, debt just started piling up. But we discovered I had Lyme disease. We definitely discovered the hard way that I had Addison's. I'm in adrenal failure as we speak. I am now on I'm on 20 days of not being able to keep food or water in. And I've been having IV given to me by a naturopath. I've been doing backyard medicine to literally keep me alive. Why? Because the system has denied me because of the health insurance I have. So I've been left with only emergency pregnancy, which is hilarious, and care. You know, and I go to the hospital for an IV and they won't even give me an IV. I tell them I have adrenal failure and they won't even believe me. They'll look at my blood and everything looks balanced to them, so they ignore it. But the truth is it's balanced because I give myself injections, because I'm doing stuff for my health. I use natural remedies and frequencies and resonance and the Tesla coils, and everything is keeping me alive. So this is what I've been diagnosed with: Lyme disease, Echo disease, Epstein-Barr, and I have freaking Addison's, and I have freaking a pituitary tumor that is hemorrhaging in my brain. And I have a lump on my left side that I don't even get the privilege of walking into an oncologist to get biopsied to find out what's going on. My heart is at irregular heart rates. They have record of my blood pressure and heart being off. Record of cardiac intervention being needed. But I can't get to a cardiologist because of my insurance. So I get to die. Or, because of who I am, because I'm smart, because I understand biochemistry and I understand plant medicine and I understand the human body, I'm one of the lucky ones. that I can keep myself alive. But you see, there's many out there that are not lucky, that are dying every day because of the way our system runs. Whether it's the lack of the system listening to a naturopath, or whether it's the lack of the system paying attention to just what is valuable. You know, like they'll stuff drugs in me, no problem. Like there's no tomorrow. But will they stick an IV, a life-saving intervention? No. It's monopoly. Money. It's not people. You know, and this is the thing, that if natural and medical got together and listened to each other, then I would have gotten the help I needed when I had the money to get it. But now, just for an endocrinologist phone call, it's $750. I have a rare disorder. I am missing the majority of my pituitary gland. I am therefore left now with a pituitary tumor that has wrapped itself around that gland. And there's nothing they can do. Could they have done something before? Yeah. Could they maybe balance out my adrenal failure? Probably. But would anybody use their brain to keep me in the hospital for more than 24 hours and measure my urine? No. They want to look at the fucking blood. The blood. When anyone who knows science knows that injections, minerals, vitamins, food, whatever you put in that system, you can make that blood look darn good. And if you think that I'm willing to let my body die just so that you can see that my body's crashing, because if you were to physically touch me, see, this is the thing, they didn't even physically look at me. They sat in front of a damn computer and looked at my blood and didn't listen to my mouth, didn't believe me that I do injections. I could have proved it to them because I've medically marked it down. I do injections. I've used ayahuasca microdose because ayahuasca in itself, microdosed, actually stops adrenal failure. Bada bing. So I've had to do these, but it only stops it for a week, a short time. Microdosing. And then you've got this cannabis. Amazing. I've made remedies with essential oils and all of those kinds of things that have stopped muscle spasms completely. Not only that, we had someone with skin cancer, put it on them. It was all, their faces were peeling. It's all gone. Clear. You see, what I had to learn was because it's survival. But it's because I'm smart. I had the ability to do things and step out further. But what about the next person? I'm still dying. You know, it still got to the point where I needed help and I don't get it. So this is my story. I am presently right now in Redding, California. Presently fighting the system just for an IV and for hospice. Because in order for me to get hospice, I must have a signature from a doctor stating that I'm done, which needs to be an oncologist, cardiologist, or endocrinologist. And I've gotten it on a word by the phone, on the mouth. But because they can't see me as a patient, that's all I get. How's that fair? How's that right? I'd like to know that one. Anyways, peace.